Today I'm gonna be teaching you how I went from an introvert being so terrified to talk to people that I would literally never even make eye contact, to the point where I literally talked to 1,000 people in 4 months, and I basically conquered all my social anxiety. And today I'm gonna be showing you the exact steps I took so you can get the results 10 times faster than I did. So I'm telling you, it does not take that long if you follow the sequence I'm gonna show you today. Now, going in today, right? I want you to just get this first step. Every single one of you that's watching this video is starting from a different place. Some of you may be starting from zero, some of you may be super extroverted, but I promise you, every single one of you is gonna get something from this video. Now, first things first, and that is I want you to accept that this will not be easy, okay? Now, what I'm saying is if you follow the steps, these will be a lot easier, but it is still gonna be a little bit uncomfortable. And from the very beginning, I want you to accept meeting people I'm gonna have to push myself, and that's okay. But if you go into it expecting it to be easy, you're gonna be surprised when it's hard. So from the very beginning, don't lie to yourself. Okay, now we're gonna start to get fun. All right, now this is what you want to do. The second step is talk to easy people. Now chances are you obviously probably have family members and things like that you probably already talked to. Well, guess what? Most people sort of feel nervous when they start to talk to strangers. So I want you to think of the most least intimidating person you could possibly think of. For example, for me, it might be like a short old lady. She obviously is, most likely gonna be sweet. She can't pose any threat to me, right? Unless she's packing a, I don't know, Glock 19 or something, then she could probably hurt me. But the majority of the time, my point is, she poses really no threat to me. So when I say easy people, I'm talking about people like, cashiers, people that work at, for example, gas stations, just pretty much people that work at places, they basically have to talk to you. They have to tolerate you. So use that to your advantage. So whenever you start talking to them, really force yourself to make eye contact. Try to be present and things like that, which actually leads me to my next point, which is no phone. Now, no, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you can't use your phone at all. What I'm saying is when you're walking around, when you're in the grocery store, when you're in the mall, when you're just, getting ready to go to work, don't use your phone, all right? And the reason for that is because what's gonna do is gonna force you to be more present. And if you're more present, things are gonna start to naturally happen. Who knows, you might be walking and then someone might start talking to you. It happens all the time for me personally. I personally, as someone that has become more outgoing, if I see someone walking in a society where everyone's using phones, I'll start talking to them, which is great for you because we're now starting to build your social skills. So from there, we then want to talk about, okay, how can we look more welcoming, right? And that brings me to posture. So once you start walking around with no phone and you start to look more confident, we're then gonna start to add posture. So when I say this, I mean, I want you to pull your shoulders against a wall, and then when you feel them together, and obviously this is a little exaggerated, but the point is you want to have your shoulders back, it should be relaxed, and then from there, just keep your chin up and just walk. I know this sounds very simple, but I promise you, all this stuff is gonna make you a better communicator because people do like talking to people that look confident. Just think about it. If you see him slouching, you're gonna think, oh my God, what's wrong with that guy? I don't wanna talk to that guy. I don't want him to bring me down. People don't like negative people. I hate to admit it, but guys, we all know it's true. We wanna talk to people that are positive. And even if we are positive, I'm not really a positive person, but I try to be that person in public. So we're always working toward that, okay? So then now after we've improved our posture, after we start working on our posture, it's now this. Guys, a lot of people use their phones as an escape. When they're walking, they see someone coming, they just look down the whole time, they're like this. And they give them the little, what I'm talking about? The little look up to make sure the person is a threat. But so then the fifth thing is gonna be make eye contact. This one, personally, the hardest one for me. And this is the one I'm still struggling with. But that is when you're walking down the street, force yourself to, if you're just starting off, just try to make eye contact with one person a day when you're both walking the sidewalk, right? So then you're just gonna make eye contact. And then from there, what you're gonna do is after you get comfortable with making eye contact. So what I'm saying is, guys, for different people, it may be different. You may have to make eye contact with 20 people. You may have to make eye contact with 50 people. You may have to make eye contact with freaking 500 people before you feel comfortable doing this. And that's okay. Now, once you start making eye contact with strangers, we're then gonna add one thing to it. And that is we're gonna smile, right? Because when you smile, you actually produce endorphins in your brain that make you happier. And when people smile, it makes them happier. There's nothing better than when you see some kid laughing his ass off and it just makes you happy because the kid's happy. So when you smile at people, you do the same thing to them. I'm sure this is something you already know, but I'm gonna say it anyway. A lot of people have shitty lives, or they feel like they do. And because of that, they're miserable. So just by you smiling, you're gonna make their life better, and you're gonna make your life better. And this is the thing, if someone doesn't smile back, fuck them, right? That's all you do. So now you can start to see how we're starting to build on this. Okay, so now we can make eye contact. Now we're making eye contact and smiling. So now we're gonna bring it one step further. One step further, you guys get excited? And that is we're gonna do my favorite one. Oh yeah. And that is we're gonna hit them with the wave. So the reason why we're waving is because we're now getting closer to communication. Because a wave is very intentional. So if you smile and make eye contact, with somebody and you wave, they know 100% you're talking to them or trying to get their attention. And that is step 8. Can't believe it, we're already almost done. But I promise this will take off really quickly. We're then gonna say hello. That's it. We're gonna say hello, right? Because what happens is, when you start to say hello, you smile, you wave, they say hello back, and then conversation starts to naturally happen. Or even from there, and then, let me see. And then this is what's gonna happen. Sometimes you say hello to people, this happens to me all the time. And this is where you really start to build personally. So you say hello, and this is what's gonna happen a lot. And that is, they're probably gonna ignore you. Not because they're trying to be intentional, but probably because they don't know you're talking to them. But honestly, if you do all these things right, you're probably gonna ignore it, but it won't happen as often. And this is something you just need to accept, which is good because you're gonna slowly start to build that muscle. You're like, hello, and the person just walks right past you. Who knows? Maybe they're just having a bad day, maybe they didn't hear you, maybe they don't even speak, maybe they're deaf. Who knows, right? Now, assuming the person responds, that then brings us to step 10. And that is the most basic thing ever. And that is, I call it you basically say, hey, how's your day going, right? But you can also ask a very basic question. But I say this is the most easiest one to do, but I really don't like it because it usually gives very dry responses. Like people usually don't say how their day truly is going. They'll just say good, right? I'm just gonna say, how your day? You guys know this is. It says how your day, how your day's doing. So basically the reason why we're saying this is because we're now trying to build that bounce back in the conversation. So I'm like, hey, how's your day going? And they say good. And they're like, and that's pretty much it. And then they'll usually say, hey, how was yours? Oh, my day's going great. I just finished. And then from there, you can then bring it into something else. You can start telling a story. And then from there, you can then start ping-ponging questions. Now, this is the reality. This is if you're talking to someone in front of you, but if you guys are just crossing paths, you're probably not gonna start talking. But this is my point. Once you start to get to this point, the guys, I'm telling you, the last step is simple. Follow-up questions. Now, I have other videos on my channel that teach you how to ask follow-up questions, and you don't even have to watch me. Like, you don't have to wait for me to upload a video. I'm saying, literally look up, for example, probing questions when it comes to sales. And what will happen is, you'll start to realize, okay, for example, this is exactly a conversation, very basic. Hey, how you doing today? They're like, oh, I'm doing great. Oh, what makes your day good? Oh, my day was good because, the other day I went fishing with my grandfather out in, I don't know, North Virginia. Oh, wow. How long were you guys there for? Oh, we were there for, a couple weeks. You guys catch any fish? Like, here, actually, we caught some bass. Oh, really? I mean, how many? I don't know anything about fishing, but my point is, you can see how, if you follow the sequence, dude, I'm telling you, it is really this simple. And this same exact thing, I'm about to give you guys a bonus one. You guys weren't ready for this sauce. But, guys, I get it. And this actually helps you. Now, I would say probably the last step is, it's called the attraction ladder. Now, what I mean by that is, this is reality. This is what will happen to you. You'll first start off with old people, right? Whenever you see an old person, you'll start saying, hey, you start smiling, making eye contact, how's your day going, blah, 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 start having a conversation with them. That will then become easy for you. And then after that, you're like, but people my age make me feel uncomfortable. So then you're gonna be back at this, you're gonna be back to ground zero. And then, when it comes, if we're talking about, for example, dating, if we're talking about girls from a scale of like 1 to 10, 10 being the girl that you wanna marry, the reality is, if you're nervous talking to girls, with like a lot of guys are, you're gonna see the same exact thing. You're gonna just start making eye contact with girls that you think are, all right, and then you go through this entire sequence. And I'm telling you that this, guys, because this is literally exactly what I've done. Because I used to be super nervous, and it's something I'm still improving on. I'm doing the same exact steps right now as we speak. Because believe it or not, I'm just like you. But this is the thing, you can beat it out of you. And I'm telling you, this is the best way to do it. So literally, all you do is you repeat the same exact cycle over and over again for a different kind of people. For example, I used to be really nervous talking to multimillionaires. And guess what I did? I started doing this. That's a little different. You don't see a multimillionaire every day. But my point is, you start to realize they're just people. Well, this is all it's doing. You're just proving yourself that everyone is just a person. And I'm telling you, this is it. Now, when it comes to the why we feel nervous, that has to do with more like confidence. And I'm not going to talk about this right now, but simply I'm going to say, to do the things. You build confidence by doing things you tell yourself you're going to do. And that is, for example, take better care of yourself, try to figure out a way to make more money, learn more. The things that you know you need to be doing. Just look up any self-development video and they'll tell you all the things you're not doing that you should be. And I'm saying, just pick one of those things and start doing it, and you're gonna start to believe yourself more and more. And I'm telling you, my friend, I'm telling you, I cannot say this with any more conviction. I promise you, if you use this, your life will change. I'm serious, guys, I've never seen it laid out like this in an easier manner than this. Do this and your life will change. Let me know if you have any questions down below, and I'll see you on the next one.